Welcome to episode 24 of the World of Screens podcast. It's been a little while, and we're coming back to you today with a catch up on the last 2 weeks of movies for the episodes we have missed. Joined as always by Peter Gray, Rotten Tomatoes critic certified man from the AU Review, who, just like me, Nick Barrow, the founder and editor of film editor at World of Screens, you can tell it's been a couple of weeks. We've
Yeah.
had a busy few weeks, Pete. We haven't been able to do the potty, but here we
Sure.
are.
Yeah. Saying it's been a busy few weeks is probably like an understatement.
It's been a wild few weeks for
It's
these
been a
two
wild few
boys.
weeks. It's been a wild day for me. It's going to be a wild few days.
It is
This is,
indeed.
but this is the nature of the bussiness that we love.
This is the back end stuff that people don't see. It
Yeah.
takes up a lot of time, but you know
Yeah.
what? We've got time today. We were like, let's catch up on the movies we saw that we didn't get to talk about before we
Yeah.
resume scheduled programming
Yeah.
with next week's episode. But as I said, there's a few movies that came out over the
Hmm.
last few weeks that we would have covered on the show.
Yes.
Um, that I think is worth talking about, and probably ones that maybe didn't get the best reactions critically or audience or box office, but we
Hmm.
kind of had a little soft spot for. I think all three of
Yeah.
these we can kind of say we kind of liked
Yeah.
in some way or another.
Yeah.
And those three movies that we're going to talk about today are the supernatural horror sports film Him, the science fiction film from Disney sequel Tron Ares, and Dwayne Johnson's go at an Oscar in The Smashing Machine. Before we get into all those reviews, if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. You can like and comment and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. If you're listening to us on your preferred podcasting platform, if you subscribe to the feed and download the episodes, that gets us into your algorithm and gets it into other people's algorithms too. And speaking of
We
subscribing,
love getting into people's algorithm.
we're all about getting into your algorithm. We want to get all up in your algorithms. While we're talking about subscribing, go to worldofscreens.com, subscribe to the emailing list there. You'll be the first to see any giveaways we're doing on the website. Plus, you'll get a weekly recap of all the reviews we post. And at World of Screens on Instagram, follow us there. All your support is incredibly helpful. So we're gonna rapid round some of these reviews. We've got three reviews. We're gonna pound through them. Just like footballers pound each other on the field. Is that the terminology? I'm the sports guy, Pete. I should know this.
Um, you know what? I that could take me into a tangent, and I'm just gonna be like, you know what? It's not the time or place.
And it's not the
Sure.
smashing machine.
Sure. Footballers love to pound things.
They love to pound things, and they pound hard and
Yeah, and
fast and
fast.
bloody in the horror film produced by Jordan Peele,
Mm.
Him. So this is a supernatural horror sports film directed by Justin Tipping. It was co-written by Skip Bronke, Zach Ackers, and Tipping himself. As for mentioned, produced by Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions. Stars Tyreek Withers, Julia Fox, and I'm so glad he gets credited here. Tim Heidecker,
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
fan of Timmy Heidecker. Has some fun in this film. And it follows the trials of a young up and coming football player, played by Withers, training at an isolated compound of an aging and nearly retired quarterback, played by Wayans. You saw this pretty early because you have a really cool interview out there with, as mentioned, Marlon Wayans and Tyreek Withers for this
I
film. You got
do.
to do the junket in person in LA.
Yeah. I mean, this was one of those movies that like Nick and I were both very excited for
Very
this.
keen.
Like the trailer came out and we were like, this looks cool. This is like the substance for
Yeah.
sports,
And like
basically.
how many movies can you say have been like a hybrid of a sports drama and horror?
Yeah.
I can probably count on one hand, to be fair.
Yeah. Because I'm like, it's him.
It's him. It's one.
But no, and I was very fortunate that I was in Toronto at the time, and that was
Mm,
taking the junket for him was taking place because him was opening the last week of
Toronto, yeah.
Toronto, and we were getting it like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Um, and I asked and was like, hey, what's happening with him? Is there any possibilities? And then I got the possibility back of like, it's happening in LA. Would you fly to LA? And I was like, hell yes. Although I did say, if I'm flying to LA, it's going to be because I'm talking to Marlon Wayans and Tyreek Withers. So I would very much like them, please. And then it was like, yeah, you got them. So now you've
Yeah.
got to fly
So
to LA. And
you've got to fly to
I was
LA.
like, okay. LA junket, like, and this is the thing for him. overall, it's not a massive movie. Like
No.
the budget is moderate.
Yep.
It was like it not that it wasn't promoted, but it wasn't like one of the big like tentpole films.
No, it's not a weapons, it's not a sinners, it's not a
Yeah,
final destination. No, it's a budget of $27 million,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
relatively okay. Like it's
yeah.
mid. It's middle.
So, given the fact that this is relatively moderate,
Hmm.
the attention that this movie that they put into like the junket for this film was wild. And then it
Yeah.
makes me think, oh my God, what do they do for like
Big
massive
junkets.
movies?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like I was very fortunate that I like they showed me the movie at Universal Studios, the theme
That's
park. So I
cool.
was like, that's cool. And then the next day, the interview was at the backlot of Universal Studios. So I'm like,
Also cool.
this is wild. Like walking past Studio 43, where you're like, God
Yeah.
knows how many amazing films have been
Incredible
filmed
movies
in
have been
here.
made there. Yeah.
And then they had recreated. So I mean, we can openly talk about this because the movie is out there.
It is.
So
Yeah, yeah.
the ending of the film,
Yes.
you know how that has the big bullhorn sort of
The
thing,
massive, yeah, in
and
the
it's like the big
when they're on the
arch.
field, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then they have all the cheerleaders with no face.
Yep. Creepy as fuck.
They had recreated the bull statue,
That's cool.
and then they had about six or eight cheerleaders who all had masks on so that you couldn't see their face, and they were like cheering you in as you walked in.
That's
And I
pretty
was like,
cool.
this is terrifying but amazing.
It's like at the same time very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So you walk through that, and then there was this room with all of the journalists, and they had like props from the like they had like the rings, and they had like it
So
was
cool.
just incredible.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I, was escorted to another studio and spoke with Marlon and Tariq, sat down with them, got like 8 minute interview in person. I watching the footage, I'm like, I think I did okay. It was a good
Yeah.
interview.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I remember feeling very nervous just because I was like, oh, I'm on LA turf. Like
It's
this
not
is,
home field
yeah,
advantage for
this is
another
big.
sports analogy there.
Yeah. But just like the loveliest guys, like
Mm.
Marlon Wayans is like
It was a
I
fun
told him,
interview. Yeah.
yeah, and he was one of the first people I ever interviewed. The fact that he is such a like staunch advocate for the LGBTQ community is amazing.
Mm.
Tarek Withers, I'm like, you're man, like he is possibly going to be like the next, like I feel like he's on his way
He's on an
up.
upwards trajectory for sure. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
just yeah, an amazing interview. Had a lot of fun with them, and I walked out of him.
Mm.
That's God, that sounds weird, but I walked out of
You
him,
pounded him, and then
and
yeah,
I was like, I loved it. Like I
you
messaged
dug
Nick
it.
and like,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like, I was like, I loved
So
him.
you got me
Like,
very excited for it too,
I
because I
was
was
like,
seeing it a
yeah, I was
few
like, the
weeks later.
ending.
Yeah.
I was like, the ending is wild. Like, it's not subtle, but like, fuck, I just love that they went
Yeah.
for it. Rang Wendy, our lovely Universal rep, when I
Love Wendy.
realized when I realized the time difference was suitable, and I told her like, interview was great. Thank you so much. Love the film. Like, and I was kind of under the impression that everyone else would
Everyone
kind
was
of
in the
like
same
the film.
vibe. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, imagine my surprise when it opens in the States and it's like 30 to
Um,
40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
31% with a
Like,
Metacritic score of 38.
like it's the thing. Obviously, people are not allowed, like, people are allowed to not like the film.
100%. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nothing like that. Like, and I wasn't expecting this to be, 100% or something, but I was almost
You-
like, did I just watch a different,
So,
like, I don't know. Like, I was very shocked that it was as low as it was, and
so
then
the
hearing people just say that they did not like it at
people
all.
saying they outright hated it,
Yeah,
which
that's a
is a
big
big
word to
call.
say. Yeah.
So the thing is, I think a lot of people, especially with the Jordan Peele marketing all over it,
I think that's,
wanted
yeah,
Get Out. They wanted
yeah,
Us. They wanted Nope. They wanted
yeah,
something that was a horror film, an effective horror film that also had something to say.
yes, yeah.
This movie doesn't have a lot to say, especially
No,
about and it's easy to assume that, but especially when you've got a black athlete as
yeah,
the lead. We know how black athletes have been historically treated in sports. We
yeah.
know just how college athletes are treated in sport at the
Hmm.
moment with not getting paid. So you can have this sort of identity narrative. You can have this sort of social commentary on what black athletes need to do to what they need to literally sacrifice. And this movie
Hmm.
kind of goes into it.
Yeah.
It just does it in a fucked up, supernatural, sell your soul to the devil, literally way.
Yeah.
But it's stylish as hell. It's one of the best looking movies of the year
Oh, yeah.
by
Like
far.
this is yeah. Like it was just some like the visuals in this film, like the things that they.
Incredible.
It's yeah. It's beautiful to look at,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's it. Yeah. And like I get
But
yeah.
unsettling as well. Like it's
Yes.
creepy and it's tonally unsettling. Yeah.
And like yeah, I get that. I like a part of me does think that it's if it didn't say Jordan Peele presents, would this film be a little bit more critically
Would there
well
be a
received?
little bit of leeway? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Doesn't have that expectation because yes,
Sure.
obviously Jordan Peele has created three of the greatest genre films of all time. I will
Yeah.
put that out there and
Yeah,
say
yeah.
of all time. Get Out is
Is a
undoubtedly
masterpiece.
one of
Nope
yeah,
is a masterpiece. And
yeah,
Us has really grown on me the more I watch it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So like yes, there is another version of him that would go much deeper. And like
Yes.
that would probably be the film that everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why can't we enjoy
This
him
for
for
what
what
it
it
is,
is for
which
just
is
a film that is very much talking, yeah, sell his soul to the devil. Then it sort of goes into what his father
did to
did
like
to get him
organize all of
there.
this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Marlon Wayans very much being like, I'm just a vessel and I'm happy to,
Well, also, but a
like
vessel who's also he's happy, but then kind of has that change of heart
yeah,
later
like,
on, which
oh,
is where the conflict.
I kind of want to live
He's like,
this
I can
out.
be
Yeah.
because the whole thing with his narrative is like when Tyreek Withers' character is a kid, he sees Marlon Wayans playing for his favorite team, which is called the
Mm.
Saviors, which is very on the nose, but that's
Yeah.
fine. Again, can
Yeah.
forgive that. Um, has a career-ending injury, and
Mm.
then a year later, he's back on the field,
Yeah.
and then Tyreek Withers' character grows up and he's ready to play, get drafted into the NFL, and he wants to play quarterback for the Saviors,
Mm.
but Marlon Wayans' character is still playing, and you kind
Yeah.
of go, "How the fuck is this happening?"
Yeah.
He's playing like he's been in his prime for 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's cool. It's interesting right from the get go. You're like, what weird shit is happening? Then for someone like me who is a big sport, I love sports.
Yeah.
I'm getting these really cool sporting montages that I'm like, okay, I love watching the athlete process, and I like watching someone sort of push themselves in the underdog story. And
Mm.
then those scenes just get more fucked up and they get more violent and they get more unsettling. And then you get fucking Jim Jeffries coming in and doing his Australianism, awkward humor coaching sort of thing. Some of the elements, though, like the Julia Fox stuff, didn't entirely work for me, and I get what
Like,
they were going for.
yeah, I feel like Julia Fox was perhaps a victim of the edit.
I,
Like, I do feel
true,
like
true.
there's,
Because what, this is like 95, 100 minutes or something,
and
right?
I've
Like,
seen
yeah,
that like because it's released on digital in the US now, and
right.
apparently when you can rent it or buy it digitally, you get like a whole bunch, and so there's like
Uh,
alternate endings. There's like
cool.
um
It's like the mid
like I think there was like an
2000s all
alternate
over
ending. I think
again.
there was like a deleted ending. There's all these alternate scenes. There's deleted like so. It's like so. I do feel like I would be. I really want to watch what was taken out
It's
and
actually
what
so
was
funny because I had the Wikipedia up for it, and there is two alternate endings.
yeah. So
It's
it
yeah,
would be wild to go. Oh, do either of these endings sort of do they take it in a different direction? So you just go like, is the one that we see like if that's the one they went with, you're like, how fucked up are the other ones, or are the other ones a bit
that's
more
the one we got is the most fucked up one.
right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So the other two, I'll
Which
just
is
read them
cool
out.
because I'm like
Yeah,
I like that this director has like absolutely just gone, you know what? Sticking to my guns
let's
here. Let's
yeah,
go fucking bonkers.
and he does,
And
and it's
you
fucking
know,
cool.
and it's funny, sort of like a movie like him, like the thing that I related it to the most, and like and it was kind of like separate from its sort of the allegorical nature of,
Sure.
the like the religious
Yeah, the
themes. But I
religious
was like in
aspects.
my
Yeah,
mind, I was like, this reminds me a lot of Mother.
yeah, very much so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just the way that that film just like absolutely
It
escalates.
escalates, but it's this character's sense of discovery in an
Yeah,
unknown place as well. Yeah,
yeah.
because this compound is fucking weird.
Oh, the
And
stuff.
these super fans that are like following him,
Oh,
these like
that was
these
they were like
spiritual
terrifying.
followers.
Yeah,
Terrifying as well, but like on a
um,
religious cultist level, it's weird as
yeah.
well. So,
And this
um,
like and the main sequence, like one of the big sequences where the lineup of other players basically like put their hands
put
up
their
to
hands
be
up. Yeah.
to be like assaulted. I
Yeah.
was like, this is fucked.
It's fucked.
And the fact that they're all just like laughing and like, this is what I'm like, this
Oh,
is
when they get
wild.
whenever they do that
The
first main drill and they drop the pass, they get the
football?
football machine to the
Yeah.
face. Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
so gross. And then speaking of the style, like it's a great looking film. I love when it goes to that X-ray mode and you're
Yes.
seeing, oh, it's so stylish.
Yeah.
But the real highlight, I think Tyreek Withers is really good. I think he's really good.
Yeah.
Marlon
Oh,
Wayans
Marlon
is
Wayans.
unreal in this film.
Like this, and I still like it's not like this isn't gonna happen at all. But
No,
I walked out of him going, this is the kind of performance that you can see people talking about in award season. Like
100%.
Marlon Wayans is so good, and like you can hate the movie
So
all you
dedicated to
want,
the role. Yeah,
like, but you can't say that that's a bad performance at all. And
you cannot.
it's so kind of like affirming to be like, look, Marlon Wayans has made a career out of, spoof comedy and cheap
Yeah,
comedy and stuff
totally.
like
Yeah.
that. But he's a genuinely great actor. And it's so like, and it's like, yes, it might have taken 25 years between Requiem for a Dream and this,
And
but
this, but
he is a genuinely good
oh,
actor.
he
And
is
this
unsettling as fuck.
performance is so, this is
It's
like a
manic.
full-bodied, yeah, manic,
Yeah.
like disturbing, heartbreaking, vulnerable, like terrifying performance.
And I love early on how he's like the I know the secret and you don't sort of
Yeah,
acting as well. And he's just fucking with Tyreek Withers for the whole film. And
yeah.
I think Tyreek Withers is really good too,
Oh,
especially early on.
like, yeah,
After
between like,
because he gets a really bad head injury. And
mm,
there's the scene where everyone's talking in the room and just his reactions to it
yeah,
is really good.
yeah,
And obviously, as I said at the beginning, shout out to Tim Heidecker, who is just fucking fantastic in everything
yeah.
he's in. I love that guy so much. It's a recommend from us. I
Like,
think people got
yeah.
to give him another chance.
Yeah, like, and you know what? Maybe a few weeks or months away from like once the film, because the film's kind of,
Yep.
it's died down
Yes.
essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like maybe people that go watch it at home away from, oh, it's only at 31%, blah, blah, blah. Like you watch it at home and you might just go, holy shit, like this is
Yeah.
actually good. And you know what? Great Halloween
Yeah.
viewing.
Very fun Halloween viewing. Yep.
I'm waiting until it's released on disc,
Yes. Yeah.
I
I'll be
believe,
picking up the 4K of this for
which will be,
sure.
I imagine, by the end of the year.
I would assume so. Yeah.
But no, yeah, I was very, very shocked at the reaction to it, and I think
Yeah.
this is one of those films that you really just make up your own mind and just yeah, like it sucks that it's.
Not getting a 4K here. Blu-ray and DVD.
Hmm.
So we might be going overseas for that.
That's surprising.
14th of January.
Okay.
Sorry, Australia. You let us down there. We will be finding this overseas.
But to be fair, you're like that's like only like 4 months from between it, like 3 months between
That's
it.
very true,
It's like
actually.
it's not
Yeah.
that bad.
2026 is around the corner and it's
Yeah,
terrifying. Another thing that's right around the corner, speaking of I don't know how to segue out of that. The future is around the corner. And guess what else is in the future? Tron
Tron
Ares.
Ares.
So, Tron Ares is a science fiction action film. It's the third installment in the Tron series. It is a sequel to both Tron and Tron
Mm,
Legacy, directed by Joaquin Roning, and it's got an ensemble cast including Jared Leto, Greta Lee, Evan Peters, Jodie Turner-Smith, Hassan Minaj, Arturo Castro, Gillian Anderson, and Jeff Bridges reprising his role as Kevin Flynn. The first Tron movie is fine. I understand the cultural aspects of it,
mm,
the special effects and integrating people into those special effects. I
mm.
get it. I'm a defender of Tron Legacy. I actually think that movie fucking rips. That is such a really fun movie. Great Daft Punk soundtrack. Joseph Kosinski's directorial debut, mind
Yeah,
you, and that
yeah,
guy's gone on to do a couple of cool things.
yeah,
And I'm a Garrett Hedlund fan. I think he's a really good actor, and Olivia Wilde is in it as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Um, so I was kind of keen for another Tron film.
Mm,
I was less keen after watching the trailer, but then I went and saw it and I was like, it's completely fine.
mm,
This movie is fine. And the one thing I think people need to take away from this, and it's probably unfortunate because the fact that there's been so many years between the sequels
mm.
and people have grown up with it, this is not a movie for intellectual middle-aged men to discuss the effects of AI on the future. This is a kids blockbuster. all the Tron movies have been for younger audiences. This is no exception. It
Mm.
might be a little bit more violent than the other Tron films, but this is a kids' film made by Disney that looks incredible, has a great soundtrack, and that's really it, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm sort of saying like the original Tron is yeah, like I understand why it sort of had that cult
Totally.
following.
Yeah.
But it also wasn't like it wasn't this amazing film.
No,
So
it was not.
so initially a Tron Legacy sequel, like the sequel was like, really?
Mhm.
Like, okay. Um, and again, like Joseph Kaczynski, like just like visually, Tron
Oh
Legacy is
yeah.
so beautiful.
Amazing.
And
Yeah.
yeah, the Daft Punk soundtrack is kind of
Yeah.
like what you almost like take away from that film.
But I'm also not
Um,
taking the story away from that
no,
that
yeah, yeah.
film. Yeah.
And yeah, Tron Ares was like when it was announced, it was like, okay,
All right. Got
you
to
know,
hold on to that
like what,
IP, I guess.
14, 15 years later, you're like,
Yeah. Makes
sure.
sense. Yep.
Um, and
So also apparently this is a Jared Leto passion project. He
yeah,
wanted he wanted the
he's like a
character of Ares in Tron Legacy and
yeah,
they couldn't
he's like
make
a
it work.
Tron super fan. Yeah.
Yeah, which is I only found that out recently. So
Yeah. And obviously, look, there's been a lot of chatter around Tron Ares and the fact that it's a Jared Leto fronted film,
sure.
and we are not we are not going to get
No.
into all of the Leto.
The Leto isms about it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Um, I want to say this without causing controversy,
Go on.
but like Jared Leto isn't bad in this film.
If you're gonna talk performances, here's the best performance.
Yeah, like he like
He
it's
is by
again,
far.
it's not like I'm not excusing anything that he's been accused of, and
No,
like personally, I'm like that's over there. I don't
but Tron's over here
care.
for now.
Not
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
don't care, but like
I
I'm
know what
not
you,
bringing
nah,
it
I
into
think
this.
I think most people will agree with
Yeah.
you and know what you mean. Yeah.
But he is it, the way that he's a bit like monotone, but that's the
Well, he's
character.
an AI character. He's a
Um,
newly
he's
created
like
AI. Yeah.
he delivers a perfectly fine performance in a
Hmm.
film that like I, the ensemble for this is wild, and it's kind of crazy how like Gillian Anderson is not utilized nearly as much as she should be.
No.
Greta Lee does well with quite terrible dialogue.
This is when we spoke. This is where we differed because I
Yeah,
was like, I thought she was terrible, but it's not her fault. I actually
yeah,
think she's the worst out of the cast, but
right.
that's not her fault. I think
Yeah,
she is given some piss poor
yeah.
dialogue
She's
and a
given terrible dialogue.
oozing
I
character
don't
as
think she's the
well.
worst. The
No,
worst, yeah,
because I've seen past lives. Like I know she's
yeah.
amazing. So yeah, yeah.
Uh, Evan Peters to me was the
That's a
worst.
close second for me.
He he's sort of doing this very campy thing that doesn't fit with what everybody else is
It's like Mark
doing.
Zuckerberg mixed with Tony Stark in a
Yeah.
weird way. Yeah, yeah.
Jodie Turner-Smith is great.
She is very good. Yeah, yeah.
She like her like stoic delivery really works.
Yep.
And then you wouldn't know it, but Cameron Monaghan's in this film and he got
He's
absolutely shafted.
he's in a shot of the
He literally has
film.
like 2 seconds of footage. And there's so and then all over Twitter, all I have seen is just the amount of action did like the stunts that he worked and
Yep.
worked and
I've seen
worked.
the
So there is
videos.
obviously a whole storyline involving
Yeah.
his character that we
That
don't
it,
see.
that was completely cut. Mind you, not mad about that because this
That's
movie's clocking in at 2 hours and it
and it
felt it.
yeah,
It felt long.
and like I understand that there's some discourse around the fact that, Tron Ares is a film that does bring the world of
Mhm.
like it brings the grid essentially into the real world.
Yeah, which
Um,
is
but I'm
cool.
like, that's yeah, like I understand that so much of the appeal of Tron is the fact that it's in this
Yes.
virtual world. But I'm like, but where at like
Where do you
you can't have another film with
No.
just that. Like moving it into the real world makes the most
It's
sense.
logical. It's completely
Yeah.
logical. Yeah.
So I think if people are gonna sort of worry about that, you're like, I just feel like also similar to Kim,
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of people are bringing in sort of expectations and baggage and criticisms before they've seen it. And you can absolutely walk out of this movie and not like it. That's
Yeah,
fine.
totally. Yeah,
But you
yeah.
can't go into it being like, I fucking hate Jared Leto. I'm gonna hate this movie. Well, if you hate Jared Leto, don't
Don't
watch the
see it. Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
But he is not the problem with this movie at
No,
all.
no. The
Um,
problem is the fact that they just did not have a good story
yeah,
to tell. They had nothing new to add to the whole, ooh, what is AI capable of debate.
yeah,
You're 100% right. The logical continuation is to bring the grid into the real world. Unfortunately, it just makes it dull and boring because everything that's in the grid is the best parts of the
yeah,
film.
yeah.
It looks the best.
Yeah.
The special effects are phenomenal.
Oh,
I
this
saw it
film
in
does look
I
beautiful.
saw it in 3D because I
Yeah.
missed our media screening of it. So
Ah,
I went and saw it in 3D and it
yeah.
looked fucking that opening montage was
Oh,
there
with
was
all
one
the
scene I got
yeah, yeah,
vertigo because I was like, well, that actual depth of field is great.
yeah.
But every 3D scene outside in the real world sucked and everything in the
Right.
grid was great. So
Yeah.
um it feels like Tron is dead.
Oh, they've Disney have pretty much gone, once this film didn't perform the way we wanted to, it's done. And we're like, it was never going to perform well. Like Tron Legacy didn't really perform that well.
No, I
Like,
think this one was delayed as well. I think this was supposed to come out like earlier this year, and they pushed
right.
it back. So,
It's just like, yeah, the thing that I watching it, yeah, it becomes very much just like another
mhm.
action movie when it's out in the real world. And like, not that that's, and and the action in this film is
It's
fine.
fine, but it's
Um,
all Tron action you've seen
yeah,
before.
yeah. But like Tron Legacy, fucking banging soundtrack.
Nine Inch Nails
Nine
soundtrack
Inch
is
Nails.
banging. The visuals are sick. The story
Yeah.
isn't insultingly bad. It's just
No,
very
it's just
plain.
yeah.
I had an okay time with this.
Yeah, like it's just a run-of-the-mill three-star movie
Yeah,
that it
if
doesn't like it
if
doesn't
someone even gave
offend.
it 2.5, I get it. Like I
Yeah, it
totally
doesn't
get it.
offend anybody.
No.
It's like it does what it needs to do. It just doesn't do it
And
in a way that we haven't seen
I'll
before.
say it again. Tron is for kids.
Yes.
And that's okay. There's a reason fucking
Yeah.
Disney made this,
I think
not
that's
like,
yeah.
yeah,
I think that's the problem that they kind of were like, well, let's make Tron for like
let's make an
older
edgy
audiences, and
Tron.
we're like, no, we don't need it to
Well, and
be.
it was so funny because I remember messaging actually, I was like, I needed to remind myself throughout the whole movie that Tron is
Yeah,
for
Tron for
kids.
kids.
When the lights went up, I was at like a 3 p.m. session in a 3D VMAX fucking, so like no one was on a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah,
Turned
no.
around and it was like six other middle-aged dudes like in
Yeah.
there all by themselves watching it. So like we were the target audience, but
Yeah. Yeah.
the movie is this series is not made for us, like in that
Yeah.
regard. So, but Tron's
Yeah.
fine, and you know
It's
what?
it's
People will watch it on Disney Plus and go, "Wow, this is a really fun looking
yeah,
film."
and that's
Well,
fine.
Tron Legacy's had its resurgence. People talk about
Yeah.
how much they love it. Fuck
And
you! I was
where we
there in
yeah,
2010 talking about how much I loved it.
where were you
My
guys?
Blu-ray copy sits there. I love this
But
movie. I love this
yeah,
movie.
great immersive soundtrack. Like the thing that I
Yeah,
did love about it is
totally.
that the soundtrack actually feels like it's
You
propelling
saw it in Dolby
things.
Atmos, hey? So,
Yeah.
because I spoke to Josh, who he was like, the sound was incredible in that
Yeah.
screening. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, like when Nine Inch Nails, like they sort of have that, they have that beat that you just go, that's a Nine Inch Nails beat.
You can tell. Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
like pulsed through the cinema. I was like,
So good.
this does sound cool.
So good.
So yeah,
It's
it's
fine.
if you liked the other films, maybe go see it just to finish it out.
Completionist.
If you don't like Jared Leto, then stay away. That's
Mhm.
fine.
This isn't
Um,
going to win over Neutron fans as well. Like,
no,
that's
not
the
at
thing. Yeah.
all. No.
Like,
And then
Legacy is the best of the three.
and it ends like it does end on a way that's like, oh, are we going to get more? But it also, if this is the last one, it also ends on a way that's like, okay, it's finished. Like
That's fine.
it
The
doesn't
Tron, yeah.
it doesn't really end on like a cliffhanger note. It ends
No.
on a way that you're like, I could see you guys revisiting this, but
Yeah.
clearly that's never going to happen. But also, wouldn't be surprised if like 10, 20 years down the line,
We
there's
go
like a
again.
Tron TV series or
I
something.
was just at like an animated Tron
Yeah,
series would
yeah,
continue this
yeah,
story on.
yeah.
But that was Tron Ares, and let's get to the third and final film of this
Mm,
catch-up episode, and that is The Smashing Machine, which is a biographical sports drama written, directed, produced, and edited by Benny Safdie of the Safdie brothers. You'll know them from Uncut Gems and Good Time, and Benny Safdie, of course, actor for Licorice Pizza and Oppenheimer. This film stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as former amateur wrestler and MMA fighter Mark Kerr, alongside Emily Blunt as Kerr's girlfriend Dawn Staples, and a supporting cast of Ryan Bader, Bas Rutten, and Alexander Usyk. Um, A24 film, sports biography about a lesser known sporting figure
Mm,
who battled an incredible addiction problem and incredible anger issues
mm,
in a somewhat toxic relationship. Like they both
mm,
had their issues. It's a heavy hitting drama. You've got Benny Safdie, who, is creating some really cool shit with his
mhm,
brother. His brother also doing a solo venture later this year with Marty Supreme. You kind of got a good recipe here, which just did not connect with audiences or box offices, unfortunately.
mm.
Did you know of Mark Kerr before this film or hearing about this film?
No.
Okay.
So I obviously am a Dwayne Johnson enthusiast.
I think it's on the record. I think people need to.
And yeah, I did not know about Mark Kerr. I did not know about The Smashing Machine as a documentary.
Yes.
My introduction was obviously through this film.
Yep.
I had the pleasure of attending the North American premiere of this film with all of pretty much all of those people you mentioned in
Yep.
attendance. Seeing Dwayne Johnson in real life, you're like, yeah, like I love how it's like, oh, he's lost so much weight. He's still a fucking behemoth of a
He's
man.
still a giant.
Um, and
And you interviewed Mark Kerr.
I interviewed Mark Kerr, and I also interviewed
Bas Rutten. Yep.
Baz Rutten. And Mark Kerr, you just like fuck, you're like the lovely like it's just
It's crazy to know
it's
that this
crazy to
is,
see
yeah,
how like kind of soft and gentle he is. And the thing that I love about this film is that you do see
that
he's
side of
got
him.
that juxtaposition of like, he'll beat the shit out of someone and then be like, are they
And
okay?
this
Are they
this
okay? And
is
he's got like
this
this really like
is
soft voice
This is
and
back when I think contextually people should know it's cool that we're doing two sports movies this episode
yeah.
because I can like actually weigh in. This was in a time where the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC, was a far more brutal and bloody sport. So obviously it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
sanctioned sport now, which means there are certain rules to stop people from getting as injured as possible, which sounds like
Mm.
a redundant thing to say when the idea of the sport is to
Is
literally knock out
yeah.
your opponent. But there was a time where UFC, where Pride, where any form of like mixed martial
Mm.
arts, he goes to Japan obviously to do stuff
Yeah.
as well, with Pride, that it was just a vicious blood sport. Um, and it's in the trailer, but like there's an opening scene of this film where he's in the doctor's office and he's lost a fight. And it's
Mm.
probably something people should know going in. Mark Kerr was not someone who won a lot of fights, but he was a pioneer for the sport. He is one of
Mm.
the most famous early mixed martial artists. And he's sitting there, and an old lady's like looking at him all busted up, and he does the whole like, "You're probably wondering how I got all these," and he like so calmly and softly explains UFC to her, and then he's also like autographing for kids and stuff, and like, so
Yeah.
yeah, you see this really sweet side of Mark Kerr. Obviously, what the documentary does as well, and I will say this is a very much like a beat for beat with a documentary. A lot of what
Right.
you see in the documentary, you see in this film, probably until towards the end when you start seeing a bit more of the dramatized
With
stuff
him
that
and
did happen
Dawn.
with him
Yeah.
and Dawn. Um, is that he has had a crippling opioid addiction as well.
Mm.
And that stemmed more into the private life than the public life. And you see sort
Mm.
of how he takes a lot of that out on Dawn. He takes a lot of that out on his first trainer and the guy
Mm.
he fights, Mark Coleman.
Mm.
Bas Rutten's playing himself in the
Yeah.
Bas Rutten was his coach. Cool thing about Bas Rutten, he was the fight choreographer on Never Back Down as well, which is very
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in saying that, yeah, like it's crazy that Benny Safdie's brought back all these people to play themselves
Mm.
in a I mean, this is again it's been out for a couple of weeks now. Mark Kerr plays Mark Kerr in the end of this
Yeah.
film,
That
but
was
like the
that was
coda
that
of
was
this film.
actually really quite sweet at the end when
Yeah. A
he's
lot of,
just like,
but I've read so much discourse of people not liking it, and I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like, it's worked. It worked for me. I was
yeah,
emotional by the end of it, and
yeah,
I had seen the documentary. I've known about Mark Kerr. Like,
yeah,
I think this is a very authentic and a very touching retelling of that story, and it's done with a lot of passion, it's done with a lot of heart, and it's a It's tough. It's a tough watch. It's not
It's
supposed to be this
no,
underdog sports story.
it's a brutal movie. Some of the fight sequence in this, I was like, this fucking hurt. Like this hurts me to watch.
The fucking
Um,
sound is unreal.
yeah. And obviously, like even before the film um premiere, there was like a lot of it was like, all right, well, this is such an Oscar bait movie, and they're like, oh, is it really going to show us just how good of an actor Dwayne Johnson is? And I'm like, well, for starters, like, and this isn't me just because I like Dwayne Johnson, but I'm
Sure,
like,
sure.
there have been roles where I'm like, you're a good actor.
Absolutely.
There's just been that period where he's just chosen bad projects. And the
He's
thing,
it's chosen movies where he's playing The Rock, not playing
yeah.
someone else. Yeah, yeah.
And I went to, so prior to the Smashing Machine screening, I went to an in conversation piece with Dwayne Johnson where he basically spoke about his
Mm.
career. And he was very open with the fact that he was like, I, he was like, I've always like, he's like, I've wanted to do things like the Smashing Machine for a while.
Yeah.
And he's like, but he's like, he basically was like, but he's like, I got into that mind frame of like, I'm The Rock. I've got to do what
He's the
audiences
brand.
want.
He's
Like,
the
I've got to do
brand.
what audiences want me to do. Like, this is what
Totally.
audience. So he basically was like, I chose a lot of he didn't say shit, but he's like, but basically, he chose a lot of
Yeah.
shit because he was
Yeah.
like, this is what I feel like audiences wanted me to do.
Totally.
And he was like, he's like, and now I'm kind of like, I'm not going to do that anymore. But then he said, but don't worry. He's like, I will still do like things that he's like, that I also want to do. So he said, he's like, that's when he was like, we're doing Jumanji. He's like,
Yeah.
and
Jumanji
like,
4 is
so he
happening.
sort
Yeah.
of officially announced that Jumanji was starting to film. And everyone was like, okay, cool. Like, because Jumanji is arguably one of the better
Better. Yeah.
of
It's
his,
not
where
Red Notice. It's
yeah,
not
he's not
fucking.
Red
Yeah.
One. Um,
Yeah. Fuck.
right?
Forgot about that
But
movie.
like, but then I looking at like, you know, um, Welcome to the Jungle, or also known
Yep.
as
The
Rundown.
rundown.
He's
Yeah. Yeah.
great in that.
Yep.
Walking Tall, you're like
Yep.
Southland Tales really was like a different thing. He
Pain and
played
Gain.
like a gay bodyguard in Be Cool,
Yep. Yep.
like Pain and Gain. Like he has done
He has the
things where you go,
potential.
this is someone who is actually a good actor, and I like there'll be arguments about Oscar bait. Sure, you can think whatever you want, but I won't hear someone say that this is a bad performance because it's not. This
I
is
agree.
an incredible performance. And a lot of the time I was like, I forgot that I was watching Dwayne Johnson.
I
And
agree.
it's
And
and it's the most subtle of prosthetics,
yep. Yep.
but they do it. And
And it just
the,
works.
yeah, and like also it was so funny because obviously at the moment he is losing weight for his next film. And he told us about the next film, and it's fucking wild. He's playing like this 70-year-old like chicken man thing. It sounds
Oh yes, I've seen
yeah,
the
it
synopsis for this. Yeah.
sounds
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But obviously he had to pack on, like Dwayne Johnson had to put on weight
You have
for
to do
this
the
film.
muscle for it
When
all, right? Like
he
yeah.
in this film, when he like took off his shirt towards the beginning of the film, everybody in the audience like literally just like went, "Holy shit!" Like he is giant, and because he said Mark Kerr, he's like Mark Kerr had the body of like a
Yeah.
bodybuilder,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he had like the agility of like an athlete. Like it
Yeah.
was
He was
this
a
weird
pro
thing where he was
wrestler.
like
Yeah. He was a
he was so fast, but
sorry,
he
not
was
a pro
just
wrestler. He was like
yeah,
he was wrestling. That was
yeah.
his sport. Yeah.
But he was
Yeah.
like he was so fast and so quick, but he also carried just an immense amount of muscle. So they
Yeah.
basically said, Dwayne, you've got
You
to
need
like, and he did it, and he looks the part.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, I think and I'm like, it sort of saddens me that everyone's like, his Oscar, like the awards run is done. I'm like, not necessarily. Like
You never know.
we've seen lesser films do
Yeah.
amazing things.
It's just it's interesting. Like I can understand why this one hasn't connected with people as much because it's not an easy film to
oh,
watch.
this is not a like,
It's not a nice
like
film.
happy watch at all. No.
No, especially there's some things that happen later in the film with Dawn that is very confronting.
I will just
Uh,
quickly say Emily Blunt is fucking
she's brilliant.
phenomenal.
She's
Yeah,
brilliant, and
yeah.
there, I know there was people going like, "Oh, she's underwritten and stuff like that." If you watch the documentary, like that's who Dawn is.
That's
Like
yeah,
that
yeah,
is a
yeah,
very accurate portrayal of what we know.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's not an easy film to watch. I think under any other sort of technical direction, like this was shot on 16 millimeter, so it looks
Mm,
like something that's very early 2000s, very
mm,
authentic in that time period. It's very in that Safdie brothers style. It's very handheld, moving around. There's a lot of good edits and cuts there. It's probably the most patient Safdie brothers film. Don't go in
mm.
expecting good
Um,
time and uncut gem sort of
again,
pace,
yeah,
which is probably what you're going to get with Marty Supreme. This is a far
yeah,
more slower, patient movie. But it's not, and spoilers, I guess, in the sense, but it's not the redemption arc. This is Rocky. This is the first Rocky. Mark Kerr
yeah,
loses
yeah,
the big
yeah.
fight at the end of this film, and that will piss people off. But that is
Mm,
just life. And this is just an act. And I understand when some people go, "Oh, well, we already have the documentary. Why do I need the feature film?" Not everyone watches documentaries, and I know
mm,
that's people should watch more documentaries, but
yeah,
I don't mind watching dramatized versions of real life events. Like if there's a little bit of fucking mayo sprinkled on it, that's fine. It
yeah.
makes for a good movie because on a technical level, it's really good. On performance level, it's really good. Is it a bit slow? Yes, it's like 2.5 hours long and it runs at a 2 hour snail pace. But there was never a time where I was like, I don't want to know this bit or I don't want to
Mm,
see this bit.
mm,
I didn't walk out happy, but I walked out like I understood more the emotional story of Mark Kerr. And that's
yeah.
what this movie is trying to do.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is like I like the fact that this isn't like a a whole life biopic. It's literally like
Totally.
three. It's literally like three
Was it
years
like
in his life.
1997 to 2000? I think it
Yeah,
says at the
it's like
beginning. Yeah,
3 years
yeah,
of his life,
yeah.
and it's funny how people are like you know pissed off that he doesn't win, and I'm like because he didn't win in real life.
Because it
Like
didn't
that's the
happen.
thing.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
You
but yeah,
don't get
it's
you don't get the redemption arc every time. But you
no.
look at him now, and then that's why they have the 10 years later bit at the
Yeah,
end.
because he's just like a regular.
He's just cleaned himself up, and he's
Yeah.
not on drugs. He's not an opioid addict
And he's
anymore.
still
And
like he's like him and Dawn obviously didn't
they didn't
stay
stay together,
together,
but
but
they're
they're still in each other's
amicable.
lives.
They're
Like
amicable,
at
yeah.
the premiere, Mark Kerr was there,
And
Dawn
Dawn was
was
there. Dawn
there,
Staples, yeah.
And Emily Blunt literally was like, wait, she was like Dawn, like they praising her so much because she was like, do you know how like much of a thing it is to let someone into your life and to
Mm.
show Dawn like Dawn's not a has not great moments in this. Like
Oh
she's
no,
you
that's what I
know.
mean. It's a
So it's
toxic
like
relationship for them
the
both.
fact that
Yeah.
they were so open about the fact that they were like we loved each other so hard, but we also just like it was just this
They weren't ready for each other
yeah,
in that time. They both had their
yeah,
own shit to deal with for
yeah.
sure, yeah.
Yeah,
And the
it's
movie
like
does not shy away from that.
no, and yeah, it sucks that it has another one that just hasn't connected. But
Watch how many people watch this when it comes out on streaming, though,
and
as
then be
per
like,
usual.
oh my God, they are actually really good. And we're like, yeah. So, a part of me is still hopeful that Dwayne and Emily will be
The smartest
mentioned.
thing to do here as well, not that I'm an expert on this, but like if I'm A24, I'm putting this out on VOD at the beginning of December as the awards race sort of starts hitting and
Yeah,
just being like,
yeah,
get people to watch it, get a bit more word of mouth with it. Put it on like HBO Max just before Christmas or something like,
yeah.
just do get more eyes on it because I do think if not the winning performance, it's worthy of at least a short nomination shortlisting for sure. It's
Absolutely.
the best
Yeah,
thing the
yeah,
Rock's ever done
yeah.
by far.
Yeah, and like I'm also like I feel like Emily Blunt is a good
I
contender
agree.
for Best Supporting Actress.
Yep.
So yeah, and yeah, it's a whole other conversation about like, nah, films underperformed. It's immediately gonna be out of it
Yep.
for awards chatter. But I'm like, let's not forget, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close was nominated for Best Picture. So like, let's
What
just ease
was?
up
What was?
on
Exactly.
exactly.
Exactly. But that was the Smashing Machine, and that brings us to the end of our recap episode, our big movie recap as we resume scheduled programming next time. Uh Keep an eye out for the next few episodes on the TV edition of the podcast. We were doing the same thing. We do a recap, a catch up on the Peacemaker and Alien Earth finales. Plus, we get excited as we ramp up to the Task finale. And then on the next edition of the movie podcast, which is coming very soon, Pete and I will be chatting Black Phone 2, Roofman, and Luca Guadagnino's After the Hunt. So another big movie review episode coming your way. In the meantime, head to worldofscreens.com for all the latest in film, TV news, reviews, awards expert articles, so much more. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode of the World of Screens podcast.
Goodbye.